Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Hunter Foreman, and today, for an album review, I'm going to talk about Beach House 3. Now, Beach House 3 is the second studio album done by one of my favorite artists, Dolla. Now, I don't want you to get an idea of, oh, Hunter, you only do albums that are particularly your favorites. Not really. I do albums that I want you guys to hear. They're not necessarily my favorites, but some of them I really actually wanted you to hear. But even with the exception of The Sun's Tirade, which was my complete favorite album last year, which was amazing. But let's get into it. I mean, the production is crazy on this thing. We got some of the best producers on here. We got DJ Mustard, which did X, featuring YG, which sounded like just a good old 90s bad boy record. We got Lee on the Beats, which is one of DJ Khaled's producers, who did Drop Top in the Rain. Let me double check that. Yes, he did, along with Hitmaker, aka Young Berg, who has bounced back. It's funny because he produced Bounce Back, who actually has bounced back ever since looking like a dummy on Love and Hip Hop, excuse me. But let's just go down this. I mean, we got a great opening track of Famous, produced by Pooh Bear and the Audibles. The great thing about this whole album is that Ty really took his time and made sure that every single one of these 20 songs was perfect. Even the interludes were made as kind of a vessel that takes you until the next song, and I think he did a great job of that. We got oh my goodness. And then we go to Famous Lies, which Skrillex and Mike Dean did some production on, which Skrillex really doesn't do, relaxing kind of music. Doesn't do that easygoing music. But in this kind of atmosphere at the beach house, the painting that Ty Dolla $ign is the picture that Ty Dolla $ign is painting for you, he was able to help. I mean, literally, this whole album will remind you of just a day at a beach house. The vibes. If you really pay attention to kind of the vibe and the feeling of music that it gives you, and you put it to something like when I think of Damn, I think of like maybe an intense workout, or just chilling at the house or something like that. Same thing I got with To Pimp a Butterfly. This, I think, summer. I think outside. I think remote location. I think beach. I think beach house. I think party at beach house. I'll get to those. I mean, we got Love You Better, which they sampled the Peabo Bryson I Can Love You song that Mary J. Blige did, which the originator was Peabo Bryson. But this was a great first single choice. Great first single choice done by Ty Dolla $ign. I know you guys hear all the horror stories on Everyday Struggle talking about how Atlantic doesn't really care about the artist, but in this case, I think they did, because this was a great first single for Beach House 3. This got me excited. This got me thinking, like, oh, this is going to be crazy. Like, if the album's going to sound like this, because, I mean, it was just really, like, well put together. And we got Lil Wayne and Ty Dolla $ign and The Dream, two of the best writers. The Dream, who has written, for Britney Spears, Rihanna, Beyonce, Justin Bieber, one of the best writers in music, Ty Dolla $ign, who wrote Loyal and a couple of Fifth Harmony songs, which he's dating one of the Fifth Harmony, Lauren, I cannot pronounce her name. I have the pronunciation written down here, and I'll find it. But Love You Better was a great way to kick off. I mean, the title track was like, okay, Beach House 3 is here. This is kind of like a warm-up track because it's about to get crazy for a couple of songs. Then, boom, Love You Better comes in, and it's just beautiful. I mean, Twice as Nice and DJ Mustard are on the beat. They did a great job of using the sample. The Dream does what the Dream does. I think he's so underrated, still so underrated, even though he's had hits on hits. But some of y'all don't know that he wrote some of the hits that y'all love. I mean, he wrote Baby. He wrote Justin Bieber's Baby. A little factoid for you to simmer on. And then we get to one of my favorite ones, produced by Hitmaker, Ty Dolla $ign, and Bongo, by the way, which was one of the game's rapper, The Game. One of the game's go-to producers. If go listen to On Me featuring Kendrick Lamar off Documentary 2, then you'll definitely know that he's not something to play around with. This song reminds me just of like a old P Diddy 90s hit. Like Love You Better and X featuring YG, this is the song that I'm talking about right now, are ready for the club. Like, you can send those off to any DJ at any place, and that's definitely ready for the club, especially like Atlanta or Cali, where Ty Dolla $ign is from. This was just well put together. I mean, this, and I believe, let me get the sample credits here. X sampled Only You by 112 featuring B.I.G., which was produced by Bad Boys the Hitmen, which was Diddy's production collective of Stevie J and which was Stevie J, Dwayne Rogers. I mean, this was just another home run. That's two back-to-back. That's two big crazy, that's two crazy singles. And then we get to an interlude, a 1 minute interlude of Famous Excuses, which is another vessel to get to you to the next song. Now, same as before, same as the thing on Famous Lies. It's used like, okay, you know what I'm saying, we're fixing to get into we're gonna go back to back on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we get it. Yeah, those two songs were crazy, right? All right, let's calm you down for a little bit, and then we're gonna get into some crazy stuff, because these next couple of songs really are like the meat of this project. I mean, that really they hold a lot of weight. Drop Top in the Rain featuring Tory Lanez. I have been waiting on a Tory Lanez Ty Dolla $ign song for a while, because they're two of my favorites. I love the way they make their music. Same with Tory Lanez. He's very eccentric. He pays attention to the song. He pays attention to so much detail. Same thing with Ty Dolla $ign. And for these two guys to come together and make Drop Top in the Rain, produced by Lee on the Beats and Hitmaker, like, this was just absolutely, like, it's a great song. Just all around great song. Great bass. Great drum pattern. Like, this was like great job all the way around. I mean, and then we get to Don't Judge Me, which was I wouldn't say it's my least favorite song, because I don't really have a least favorite song on this. I feel like every song on the album plays a good role in this album, but it's low on the totem pole for me, because I feel it's kind of repetitive. But the Mike Will production and detail helping out with the writing is makes me feel a lot better. And Future, you it's a hitter. It's you can't miss with Future, and you can't miss with Sway Lee. So, and Sway Lee was on Blase. Like this was kind of like, you know what I'm saying. And Mike Will Made It DJ Spins did Blase, excuse me. But Ray Shremmerd, Future, like they were trying to make another home run. Although it wasn't as good as Blase, this was a good follow-up. And then we get to Dawson's Break, one of the best songs on the entire album. I felt like Ty just had a lot of fun with this song. That, hello, is this? I don't know you, host. Yeah. I felt like he just had a lot. I feel like he had a lot of fun making this project, period. Mike Will Made It again on production. This time with Plus. The last one was 30 Rock. Did a great job of the bass. Mike Will is literally the best producer this year. Him and Metro Boomin are up there for producer of the year to me, which I'm gonna have Flight 96 year-end awards of album, producer, rapper, all of that. And I'm gonna have some people with me to do that. I think that's gonna be some fun stuff. But one of the best songs, and then the flow of this entire album is amazing. It flows right into Don't Sleep on Me, which beautiful. We got Southside and Jake One and Mike Dean and Apex Martin on and Sam Wish on production. You can't. That's these, and plus Future works with Southside. Future's worked with Jake One. 24 Hours has worked with Apex Martin, and Ty Dolla $ign has worked with Mike Dean and Sam Wish. Like, this was well put together. Not a lot of the perfect amount of auto-tune and the perfect amount of melody. I think this is better than Don't Judge Me. 24 Hours is getting a huge look on this one, especially with Beach House 3 being of this magnitude and what it means to Ty Dolla $ign fans. This was great. This was just a great song. I mean, and then we get to my personal favorite song of the whole album, Stare. Pharrell, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign. What else do you want? Pharrell's on production, killing the drums as usual. Pharrell's had one of the best years. He's about to release a Nerd album. Oh, another Nerd album. Did you hear Lemons? Okay, we'll that's another conversation for another time. Stare, to me, is the highlight of this entire album. There were great songs, but to me, my personal favorite is this one. It's fun. It's just so it feels good. The vibe is there. The production is there. The lyrics are there. Pharrell is just Pharrell. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, they hit it out of the park. As soon as I heard those drums coming in, I was like, oh, Pharrell. And it's like, this is the Pharrell joint? And I was like, oh man. And then it exceeds my expectations. So I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, we're 10 songs in, and boom, he hits. This is a grand slam. And then we get to another famous interlude, which is Famous Friends. Again, Skrillex, Mike Dean, this time James Royo, who did production on sorry about that. Who did production on Whatever You Want with Meek Mill, Chris Brown, and Ty Dolla $ign, and DJ Mustard, off of Meek's last album, Wins and Losses. Also, free Meek. Again, another great interlude. Uses a great vessel to get to one of the a big single, which was produced by Skrillex, Pooh Bear, Sorota, and Habstract. So Am I with Damian Marley and Skrillex. This was different for me because usually yes, it's a Skrillex, it's an upbeat. The beat kind of takes the forefront, but Ty Dolla $ign does a great job of keeping up with that tempo with Skrillex, and same thing with Damian Marley coming in on the back end and doing a good verse. Like this was well put together. I think it was a good job by everybody. I think everybody did a great part. And then we get right into another hitmaker, produced with Prince Krishan and A1, Low Favorite, featuring Made in Tokyo. Now, this, when I remember back when I said, let's backtrack a little bit. When I said that this album is like a day at a beach house, right? This is the part of the night where you and whatever girl who's been eyeing you that entire night, like, finally, like, lock eyes and start hanging out and vibing together. And then you figure out, like, yeah, she's my little favorite for the night. For the night. That sounds so douchey. But no, that's exactly what it is. Like, or if you're at a party with your girl, like, and you just kind of look over, like, oh, you're my little favorite. Like, this is that song. This is that song where it's like you and that girl are vibing out. That's what this is. And then we get to In Your Phone, which Lauren Jauregui. I hope that's how you say her. It says her last name is Morgado, but I guess her artist name is Jauregui. I hope I'm saying that correct because she's a part of Fifth Harmony and she is Tyler Dolla $ign's girlfriend. And this is a duet. This is kind of like a dub. This is dubbed Ty Dolla $ign and Lauren Jauregui. Like, this is their song. Produced by Done Deal and Mary Beats. This was good. This was different from Ty because you hear a lot of females on his projects, but not of this magnitude. You know, I'm not a huge fan of, couples doing songs together. But with this one, this was a good one. I mean, Done Deal comes in with a semi kind of up-tempo kind of beat. This was a song about insecurity. Like, he's just basically like, why are you on your phone? Like, something going on? Like, cheating on me or something like that? This was kind of like an insecurity song. It's different. It's weird. Then we have All the Time. Again, another hitmaker. Prince Krishan, Ty Dolla $ign produced a song. Ty just keeps the vibe going. This one just keeps the vibe going. And then it gets to Famous Amy, which is another interlude. And then we get to something that I was very, very worried about. Because when I listened to this album on a Saturday, and all albums we know come out on Friday. And what I was told is that this is the EDM record that Ty supposedly does for all of his albums. Free TC, he did Bring It Out of Me, which I was not a fan of. Was not a fan of. And I was very skeptical when I was getting to this part. But then I changed my mind. Because this is a Ty Dolla $ign EDM record. Not Bring It Out of Me, which was a commercial EDM record that the label wanted him to do. But this was a Ty Dolla $ign EDM record. Basically, this is that EDM record that I guess he wanted to do, and that he wanted everybody else to. He didn't want to force it down anybody's throat. He just kind of just wanted everybody to take it, I guess. And this was something that I was very skeptical hearing. And we come in and it's Sons of Sonics and Pooh Bear on production. And it works. It works. It was an EDM record that needed that sprinkle of Ty Dolla $ign that wasn't on Bring It Out of Me. And guess what happened? That's what it did. And then another interlude with Famous Last Words. I just can't believe that Skrillex did this such laid back production. That was the shocker for me. And then it leads into boom, Message in a Bottle, which was literally the cherry on top of this. This was boom. This was a great way to close the album. This was a great way. We had Hey DJ doing production on this. Very mellow. Remind you of an act. This gives you a vibe of a Message in a Bottle washing up on the beach, right in front of your beach house that you just had a crazy party at. Like this gave you that vibe. And it was just a great way to end it. I mean, then when you had Nate Howard doing poetry to end the album, and there's nothing really else I can say about this album. I mean, running under less than an hour, Ty Dolla $ign hits all the marks that he, I guess, gained out to go to. I mean, he wanted to create the beach house vibe, and he did. He painted a very vivid picture of get to the beach house, boom, pregame, boom, party, boom, okay, it's starting to die down, and then boom, the morning after, Message in a Bottle, then bam, beach house day is over. And I think he does a great way of painting that picture, and a great way of putting these pieces together, because Ty does a lot behind the scenes. He writes the songs, he produces the songs, he sings, he raps, he has a lot of hats. And I think each hat that he used was good to his advantage. It was what he was. So I think this is the album that he wanted to make in the first place. Free TC was that commercial first album that the label wanted him to do. And then boom, he's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, which I think happens with a lot of underground artists who are just getting that big look. You know, they do that first album that's like, it's okay, commercial, I don't want to do it, I'll do it just to get some sales, you know. And then boom, well, I'm gonna hit you with the album that I wanted to make. Boom, this is the album that he wanted to make. This is the quintessential Ty Dolla $ign album. Like, this stands next to some of his best projects, like Beach House 2. This stands next to this is a perfect trilogy this completes the trilogy of the Beach House series. Well, kind of a 4-part series if you count the EP, which I don't, because that was kind of his first release on Atlantic, and he just want to kind of just poof, throw something there. But this was, yeah, I give this project 9.5 out of 10. The only reason that half is there is because of Don't Judge Me, and I felt like it was just one less interlude away from being a perfect project. I mean, I understand the famous aspect that he was painting all the way through all 20 songs, but he didn't. He just needed probably Famous Lies, Famous Friends, and Famous the song. That could have gotten the point across that he was trying to make. But all in all, 9.5 out of 10. You can get this album anywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. I want to say if you have SoundCloud Go, you can listen to this. Anywhere that you can buy music, this is where you can listen to. I'm glad he did it in an album format instead of a mixtape format, because this would have lost a lot of credibility if he would have released something that did not meet the caliber of this paid instead of this for free. Like, if he released this for free and didn't release a project that was like as good as this one or even better, his he would be on a decline right now. Just thought I'd say. I mean, that's not the way you do it. And he did it the correct way. I understand why he took probably an extra year to make this album as perfect as possible, because it's just the production puts it over the top. That's what you get with the Dolla Sign. The production will be amazing. You put Dolla Sign as an executive producer on your project, your production's gonna sound crazy. You put him on a song, crazy. You put him anywhere, really. I'm really surprised that he doesn't have his own label. Maybe that's something that we can see in the future. But 9.5 out of 10, Beach House 3. Definitely recommend that you hear this all the way through. Don't shuffle this. I've met people who shuffle albums for the first time that they listen. Don't do that. It's meant to be lit. The track list is there for a reason. Listen to it in order. It'll make a bunch more sense. Believe me, it will. Because you're talking to a person who listened to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy on shuffle and thought it was and then he listened to it in order and thinks it's the best thing that he's ever heard of in his life. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. 9.5 out of 10, Beach House 3. Go get it. Go listen to it. And yeah, great album, Ty. I'm ready for the next one. Take 2 years if you need to, because I'm gonna be bumping this for about another 2 years. Especially, this will be my summer soundtrack. What you saying? And boom, that's it. One love.